There has been so much talk right since the beginning of the tournament about teams like New Zealand, West Indies and also of course India, and in all this time the English have quietly, almost under the radar, gone on picking up momentum. What has been the most impressive thing about this England team for you?
Well, I think it's basically the way they have recovered after that defeat to the West Indies when Gale smashed them all over the park. And it's never easy when you have a defeat as huge as that. But I think this England team is a completely different team. They're being led by a player who knows a thing or two about T20. He's a very fine player, Morgan, at the T20 level, and he has got with him some of the best T20 players that you can see. England, in fact, over the last 1 year, not maybe 1 year, but maybe about the last 9 months, since their summer, have been a very, very good limited overs team, be it the 50 overs version or the T20 format. They've got a very good balance. They've got aggressive openers, and they give you such a good start. Hales and Roy have been giving the team very, very good starts, taking the initiative away from the opposition. They've got a good balanced bowling attack. They've got spinners in Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid, and who are very, very handy with the bat. They've got Chris Jordan and the others to open the bowling. So yes, I think it's a very good, well-balanced team, and the way they have demolished New Zealand does mean that whoever gets to the finals, the honest advice to them is, you better watch out.
Right, Kumar, if I could quickly come to you now. Mr. Gavaskar makes a very valid point that if you look at the English team overall, they seem to have a very well-balanced squad. Now, if you look at the rankings, they are ranked 5th in the ICC T20 rankings. Did not start off very well, thanks of course to that gem of a knock by Chris Gale. And they really don't have too many superstars, as it were, in their ranks. But they do seem to have a squad that could win this tournament.
Oh yes, for sure. They have a very good squad, and the point I would like to make is that this squad is made up of very good players with very good international exposure in the Test arena and in the one-day arena. They don't have what you would call a T20 specialist as such in their lineup. They brought in David Willey over the last few months, but he's also been brought into the one-day squad. Jason Roy started off with the one-day squads as well. Alex Hales has opened in Test cricket, so have many of their batsmen, and most of their bowlers are playing Test cricket as well as ODI cricket. So they've really picked their best cricketers who can adapt to any conditions in any format, and really given them the confidence and the backing over the last year. They've also bet long on their batting, ensuring that they bat deep all the way down to number 10. David Willey is an opener in T20 cricket when it comes to first-class cricket in England. And over the last year, they've ensured that they've developed their bowling attack steadily and gradually to ensure that they're very, very competent and well-balanced when it comes to T20 cricket. You saw the death bowling being executed today. That was phenomenal. And you saw Moeen Ali bowling his 2 overs for 10 runs and getting Williamson. And all of this combined makes England a very potent side.
Absolutely, Kumar, you again make a very valid point. That is actually one of the things that I wanted to discuss with both you gentlemen. England's exhibition of death overs bowling, you already spoken about it, Mr. Gavaskar. Is this one of the finest exhibitions of death overs bowling that you have seen? 32 runs only were given away in the last 5 overs.
It was terrific. It was terrific. They used the width that the bowlers can use to bowl just out of range of the batsman very cleverly. And when required, the Yorker was bowled on the spot, so that made it very, very difficult. New Zealand, by losing wickets in those middle overs, really didn't help themselves. I think another 20 runs would have made the match a little more interesting. Actually, when you have a look at the final score, you would have thought maybe 20 runs also wouldn't have made a difference. But when you're chasing 180 and when you're chasing less than 160, there's a little bit of difference in pressure. But full marks to the England bowlers for the way they bowled those last 6, not just the 5 overs, but the last 6 to 8 overs. They were absolutely spot on and didn't give the New Zealanders an inch.
Right. Also, one man that I wanted to talk to both of you about was, of course, Jason Roy, the man of the match. Mr. Gavaskar, if I could begin his discussion with you first. Here's someone who, you know, we've always talked about how T20 cricket, the format is such that one man can change the complexion of the game. And we saw the kind of innings that Jason Roy played. How would you describe it? Brute force or clever hitting?
I think it was a combination because, you know, at the start of the innings, he was playing shots with the straight bat in the V. And when the bowlers then started to bang the ball down short on a Kotla pitch where the ball wasn't coming above the waist, it was really easy. He was playing the pull shot to very good effect. And he actually was playing the pull shot depending on where the fielder was. If the fielder was squarer, he was hitting in front and hitting it to mid-wicket. If the fielder moved to deep mid-wicket, then he was hitting it square. I think it was a great exhibition of batting, just the kind of batting that you need, where you're not really taking too many chances. You're not really going the aerial route too often, but looking at the boundaries, getting the boundaries, and keeping the scoreboard galloping. It was really, really terrific. Alex Hales wasn't too far behind as well. You know, sometimes when there's an opening partnership or a partnership where only one batsman is scoring the runs or hitting the boundaries, people tend to forget the man at the other end, but he might be taking the ones and twos, giving more of the strike to the guy who's hitting the ball well. So you can't really afford to forget Alex Hales.